commas. Exodus, the second book of Moses in inverted commas. Leviticus, third book of Moses in inverted commas. Numbers, fourth book of Moses in inverted commas. Deuteronomy, fifth book of Moses in inverted commas. You know inverted commas? When you quote something and you put those commas, which goes to tell people that this is not what I say, this is what the other man said. Friend or foe, whether you agree or you don't agree with what is said, but these are not my words. They are put in inverted commas. In other words, they're telling you that look, this is not the book of Moses. This is not the book of Moses. This is what people say. This is what people like to hear. The people who buy the book. So we put it for you, book of Moses, but in inverted commas, which the bulk of people don't understand. What's the inverted commas for? The meaning is that not our words. That's what people say. In other words, they're telling you, this is not the book of Moses. Leave out being the book of God. It's not even the book of Moses. Then in the last book, supposed to be that of Moses, Deuteronomy, chapter 34, it says, and there Moses died in the land of Moab, over against Beth Peor. He died. Can a man before dying say that I died? Is that how you talk? I can prophesy about myself. It might be proved false. That Ahmad Didat died in Washington D.C. and Reagan attended his funeral. Look, I'm here, I'm alive. I'm telling you, I died in Washington D.C. I died. And maybe it can never be, but die in my own country. I like to die in my own country, among my own people. I like to be buried there. But I can say that I will, I'm telling you that, I heard some voices and telling me that I'm going to die there. And Reagan is going to attend my funeral. Huh? Can you see? How can Moses say that I died? He died in the land of Moab, and no one knows of his sepulchre in his grave unto this day. And Moses was. You understand English? This is past tense. And Moses was 120 years old when he died. Moses saying that? And his natural powers had not abated. Means if he married another 16-year-old, he was fit enough, to have a young wife. His natural powers had not abated. Then he says, and there arose not a prophet since in Israel like unto Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. Did Moses say that? Since in Israel. Somebody else is talking. Can't you see? You don't have to be a theologian. You don't have to be a DD, doctor of religion, to understand this. Simple, basic language, if you understand. What does it mean? It means Hazrat Musa alayhi salam didn't write these books. So as such, it's not only is not the book of God, but it's not even the book of Moses. Coming to the New Testament. In the King James Version. In some modern translations, they have omitted these words which I'm going to say now. But in the King James Version, which Brother Swaggart uses, this is the one he uses. And this is the one he sells. In his books, he's advertising this Bible, $25. And a little fancy, $50. I, in my country, I'm offering this book here, the Holy Quran, with Arabic text, English translation, and commentary, 1,920 pages, for 10 rands. That's $5. 10 rand, $5. And if you can't afford it, as it's free. Just write and get it. Free. Every school, university, public library, absolutely free. Every mosque and madrasa, free. And if you can't afford it, free. Only thing I can't give you free is because I have to send it by air. That's going to kill me. That air alone will cost me about 4 or 5 times the amount of the value of the book, which I can't afford. But in my country, I says, come, take it. Take it. You can't afford it? You say you're earning 1,000 dirhams a month and you've got half a dozen children and you can't afford? Take it. Free. Big business. Bible is big business. So, he advertises this book here, King James Version. And in the King James Version, the New Testament starts. The first book is the Gospel according to St. Matthew. Second book, the Gospel according to St. Mark. Third book, the Gospel according to St. Luke. Fourth book, the Gospel according to St. John. I'm asking, what is this according to? According to. Why according to? See, you don't get the joke. You just read the gospel according to Matthew, according to Mark, according to Luke, according to John. I said, what is this according? Why according to? This little publication, it says there, Ahmad Deedat. That's my book. I wrote it. I am responsible. You can take me to task. If I have made some utterances here which are false, you can take me to task, because this is my book. But if it was according to Ahmad Deedat, that means somebody else wrote it, not me. You are telling that according, maybe it was not according to what I am thinking, but you are attributing things to me. It could be a lie against me, but if I wrote it, I am responsible. But if somebody attributes something to me, say, according to Mr. Deedat, it could be false. So every book begins according to, because Matthew didn't sign his name, Mark didn't sign his name, Luke didn't sign his name, John didn't sign his name. These are anonymous books somebody had written. And they just say, well, I think this Matthew could have. I think this is the work of Mark. I think, it seems to fit Luke's mentality. I think only John could have spoken like that. So according. The internal evidence also shows, like for example, that Matthew didn't write Matthew. Matthew, chapter 9, verse 9. It says, while he, that is Jesus, was going forth into the way, he, Jesus, saw a tax collector called Matthew. And he, Jesus, came up to him, Matthew, and said unto him, Matthew, follow me, Jesus. And he, Matthew, followed him, Jesus. I'm asking, did Jesus write that? Did Matthew write that? If Matthew wrote it, he said, while he was going forth into the way, he saw me collecting taxes at the tax collector's table. And he came up to me and said unto me, follow me, and I followed him. That's Matthew talking. But this is somebody writing in the third person. See, not the words of Jesus, not the words of Matthew. And one of the leading lights of the Christian world, J.B. Phillips, an Anglican, a prebendary of the Chichester Cathedral in England, he translated the Gospels, the New Testament, into modern English. See, most of this English here is archaic, old-fashioned. Thee and thou and thine. So he brought it down to this ordinary, usual level, colloquial level. The Gospels into modern English. And in his preface to the Gospel, he says, early tradition ascribed this Gospel to the Apostle Matthew. That's what people said, that Matthew wrote the book. But scholars nowadays almost all reject the view. Who scholars? Muslim scholars? Jewish scholars? Hindu scholars? No. Christian scholars. Christian scholars of the highest eminence. They say that Matthew didn't write Matthew. Say the author, whom we may still conveniently call Matthew. Conveniently. Because instead of saying the first book of the New Testament, chapter 9 verse 9, the first book of the New Testament, chapter 5 verse 17, wasting my breath, wasting time in writing, wasting space, ink. He says, no. So I said Matthew 9:9. I said Matthew 5:17. Conveniently, I'm using the name, the term. He said the author, whom we may still conveniently call Matthew, has plainly drawn on the mysterious Q. Now this Q is in inverted commas. It stands for the German word Quelle, means sources, some mysterious sources, which might have been a collection of oral traditions. He has used Mark's gospel freely. This man, who's supposed to be Matthew, has used Mark's gospel freely. In the language of the school teacher, he has been copying wholesale from Mark. In the language of the school teacher, he's copying wholesale from Mark. And Mark was a 10-year-old boy when Jesus walked this earth. Can you imagine an eyewitness, a ear witness, a companion of Jesus? He goes and copies a 10-year-old boy who wasn't there. Does it make sense to you? If it was Matthew, would he go and copy somebody else? And a child of 10? So therefore we know, not only that it is not the word of God, but it is not even the words of Matthew. Further quotations, those grave defects that we are talking about. The Holy Trinity is another topic at which